Anyway, real quick, yo, shout out to my nigga Vlad, man. Yo, Vlad know how to break some shit down like a kilo of coke, bro. Yo, low key, I've been watching like this Gina Conway interview, and I've been kind of getting into it. I ain't gonna lie to you. So she's been breaking down the story of how the whole robbery thing happened. She said Max got her into prostitution, and then basically she's telling the story of exactly how the murder happens, right? So I'm gonna jump into it a little bit. I want you to watch it. There's a new part that came out today. You know, Vlad, he just kind of stretched it a bit.
The guy take you shopping.
So this is a Max B story, right?
Taking girls shopping. They don't usually stay at the house.
We had a drink, and then
so this is the part she's at in the story, right? Also, shout out to Vlad. Max got her selling pussy. She works in a club. She says she meets a guy one time. The guy basically wanted to hang out with her and offered to take her shopping. She said yes, she will. She takes the dude take her shopping. He's spending mad money. She said she's talking to Max like this is how you know this shit is old. She said there was chirp phones, so she was doing a chirp phone to Max like yeah da da da. Later she pulls up on Max because they get back to the hotel and the nigga was trying to fuck her. She says the nigga takes a shower. You know he coming out. He's trying to give that big dick dictator type of vibe. You feel me? But she says she doesn't fuck him. She goes back to Max. When she goes back to Max, Max is like, yo, what's good? Like, yo, you ain't bring me nothing. You ain't get me nothing. She says no. But Max basically says, yo, where did you come from? You know what I mean? And basically at that point, hold on. Basically at that point finds out that she was with a guy that had money. She's like, yeah, this guy had a lot of money. Max says, all right, bet. Get with my brother. And that's Max's half brother named Pooh Sims. And I guess Max tells his brother, like, yo, go get that money from that nigga. That nigga seemed like a goofy. Go rob him. She claims, and this is where, you know, I guess maybe I'm maybe a little bit PTSD, I got to be honest, right? Because, you know, for me, I really have a disdain. And probably this is why I never did an interview with her. And, like, you know, now that I think about it, like, I kind of don't care to do an interview with her. I'm going to be honest with you. And the reason why is that I think it's just personal for me. I just can't, I don't respect women who set dudes up. Like, shit, I had a woman trying to set me up. So, like, I don't really like that shit, bro. And also, here's the thing. I always feel like those women get no accountability. They get to be like, look at Alicia Andrews. She said, oh, my boyfriend was beating me up. No, bitch. You and your boyfriend, you was down to do whatever he said. Even if it was his idea for y'all to line up Fulio, you was with it. You're with it until you get caught. Now you're just a woman who's just following your boyfriend. Just like this chick, right? Like, she basically brings the killer to the guy he's gonna kill. You the one who would tell him this guy got a lot of money, this and third. And essentially, you tell on everybody afterwards, and now you get to say, and you're gonna watch this. She's gonna be like, yeah, he's the one who introduced me to drugs. Like, he gave me so much drugs, I was kind of out of it. He's the one who did this. Like, he used to basically takes no accountability. And that's the thing with women. You get what I'm saying? Like, no accountability. And I think that's what I'm like, but I want you guys to watch for yourself.
Then I went home, and then like the next morning he called me and asked me did I want to go shopping, and which it wasn't even, it was like a couple of hours later, you know, because it wasn't even that long.
Okay,
so she goes shopping.
He stopped to take a shower or something. He was like really going in to take a shower.
Okay, so they get back to the room after after shopping. He's trying to fuck. She dips out because she was talking to Max during. She goes back to link with Max.
Shower, and you know, I guess like I was waiting for him. I was supposed to wait for him, but I wanted to leave, so you know, I wanted to meet Max because I was talking to Max on the phone. Like,
yeah, so she wanted to go meet Max. Now she meet Max at some basketball court.
key before he left the room, or you?
in Lincoln Projects. And so, you know, there's a lot of people outside. They were all like looking, and he had like, you know, he's really loud, like a loud bravado. And he's like, you know, oh, what the fuck? Oh, you're here? Like, what did you get? And he's like grabbing my bags.
So Max checking out what she got.
And him and his brother start talking.
So then she basically says the guy got money. Max talks to his brother on the side. Now, this is where I'm always skeptical with these women. She claims she had no fucking clue what they were talking about. Now, you know why this is important, chat? When a jury or later on the feds or the prosecutors are going to look at this, she seems innocent, like, oh, I didn't know you guys were going to rob him. I thought you guys just wanted to meet him at the hotel, even though y'all were bringing duct tape, gun, everything. She's acting like she was not in the plot. So she says, oh, they're just talking over there and I'm just waiting. Come on, nigga.
And like, I think he told me to go and like get some drugs. And then when I came back, basically, that's when he told me, you know, he told me to like go show his brother where the guy was staying.
She's acting dumb, but she's not dumb. She's not saying that she knows the plot. But come on, if you have a brain, you do know the plot. Why would your boyfriend ask you to show his brother where the guy who brought you shopping is staying? Come on. Doesn't take a genius, but she's acting naive.
Okay. You had testimony when
He wanted me to take his brother to where the guy was staying, like to the guy's room.
No, y'all were going to line the nigga up. You were supposed to show up. You're the person he knows, and then the guy was supposed to come in and take the money or put a gun to his head. Like, come on, stop playing.
Okay, and like we mentioned before, his stepbrother, Kelvin Leardman, a.k.a. Pooh Sims, also had another nickname, Killer Kev.
Now, Vlad is slick. Vlad is kind of spelling it out like, so you think you were taking Killer Kev to meet somebody who you just told Max B had mad money to have a meet and greet?
I didn't know that name.
Now she ain't ever hear no Killer Kev name.
Yeah. So, at that point, when the three of you talked about the plan to go rob Alan in his room, Max
Vlad just says it. She's been trying to not say it. He just says it.
actually called a taxi for you and Pooh Sims to go find a hotel room.
Yes, he called a driver that he knows. But yeah, I wasn't involved in the discussion with.
Bingo. See? This is the thing with females, man. Now I wasn't involved in the discussion. They just planned it. The only thing they told me was just show him where the guy is. Come on, bro.
Them. They discussed it. I was off at the side. He just came and basically told me to go and show him.
Come on, bro.
Show his brother. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So women have a really good way of like, oh, I didn't do nothing.
I wasn't involved in the formulating of the plan or whatever the thing. I don't know anything about that. I was like sitting on the side.
And watch, now she gonna blame the drugs, saying, oh, I was drugged up. I didn't know what was going on.
You know, like basically in a daze. Because I was like, you know, I was high on ecstasy and I wasn't really coherent of the whole thing. At that time, I wasn't really being coherent of what was going on because.
Oh, I'm high. I didn't know they wanted to rob the guy. They just said they wanted to go meet him. Okay.
You know, I would say I was purposely put on ecstasy so that.
Now, this is the thing with every setup thing. When they get caught at some point, they blame the niggas for doing something to them to get them to go along with the plan. No, I think they drugged me for me to. Shorty, you've been taking drugs with these niggas every night. Stop playing. Stop playing.
That I can be like conformative.
Coerced?
Yeah, like I guess like more easy going, you know.
Okay, so you guys get in this car, and I guess you don't quite remember which Holiday Inn it was, so you're trying to figure out which Holiday Inn in the area.
Okay, so they didn't know. She forgot where the Holiday Inn was, and they had to call like a bunch. By the way, the cops used that later because they had phone records of this guy calling Mad Holiday Inn, so they realized it wasn't like they just stumbled upon where this guy was staying. They knew they were trying to find the guy, right? Okay. All right, let's get on to this next part real quick. And now they find it.
Well, first I seen the gun. I didn't see any of that stuff, and so
No, here we go. Yo, Vlad is such a great detective because Vlad is gonna say the part that they don't want to say because they're trying to downplay it. Vlad's gonna be like, so you see the nigga with the duct tape, and you see the nigga like, yes.
He had some duct tape and a rope.
You don't know what's going on, and you seen a duct tape and rope. Come on, man. Come on.
And a gun. Well, first I seen the gun. I didn't see any of that stuff until I saw the gun. He pulled the gun out and basically told me to get out of the car. I did that right there. I did not know that was going to happen, you know. So I got out the car or whatever. I didn't even know that I was supposed to get out the car. I would never have went if that was, you know, the thing. Like, I think because I had a choice, like either I could just like, you know, be embarrassed or maybe fight Max or just go and I wouldn't have went. I didn't know. But yeah, I was told that he had a gun. And then
duct tape.
The gun was basically there. He told me to go and open the door, and you know, we got on the elevator, and that's when I saw the rope, the duct tape, and all that stuff.
All right. According to your testimony, you also saw he was putting on gloves.
Yeah, he did that on the elevator.
Gloves, duct tape, rope, gun, and you are the person bringing the nigga with that to another person, and you don't know they finna rob him. Even if they didn't tell you the plot already, you don't know the plot now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you may not have known what was about to happen when you're getting to the car, but you see a guy putting on gloves, pulling out.
Thank you, Vlad. Yo, Vlad is my type of fed. Vlad, thank you. Yo, Vlad, man. Yo, Vlad's the deputy superintendent of detectives, brother. That's my guy. This is why Vlad is the GOAT at interviews. Fuck all that other shit. Fuck all that, yo, in the streets. No, fuck that. Yo, let's really just ask the real. Bitch, you want to tell me you see the gun, the duct tape, the rope, the gloves, and you don't think that they about to do something criminal here, bitch? Thank you, Vlad. Get federal, Vlad.
You got a gun, rope, duct tape. You have a pretty good idea.
And the nigga name is Killer Kev. You're with Killer Kev with a gun, duct tape, rope, and he's putting on gloves. What do you think he's going to do?
The next step is, why not just say, okay, I don't want to have anything to do with this and just run out the door and figure it out?
Because I was...
Nigga, she wanted some of that bread. Yo, Vlad, you see, that's another thing with Vlad. Vlad be knowing the answer to the questions, man. Somebody said what?
Scared of Kelvin, and I was scared of the gun. You know, I'm not used to being around guns like that. Like, I don't know. He never even like said one thing to me. Like, he was very cold. I don't know if he was going to shoot me. Like,
oh,
you know,
man, chat. Now the story switches. She went from I'm high. Oh, I never heard the plot. I didn't think that we were gonna. Now it's Oh, I seen the gun, but I thought he was gonna shoot me. I didn't know what he was gonna do. I was just scared now. Oh my God, women, bro.
Telling me to do something and there's a gun in my face. So like, that's why. Fear.
Fear.
Well, you had said that Max B was on the phone the whole time leading up to the robbery?
No.
This is why Vlad is good. Vlad done read the transcripts. Vlad is asking her, but he's doubling back and he's catching her in lies. Remember, she's saying, oh, I'm so scared of him. Oh, you so scared of him? While y'all are going there, you say you see a gun, you see all these things. The reason why you don't say nothing, you're scared. But you say you was on the phone with Max B the whole time. Like, what you mean? Oh, she's like, oh shit, fuck.
No. He wasn't on the phone the whole time, but I'm pretty sure like him and his brother were like calling each other periodically and like checking in, basically.
Okay, so you get to the room and you actually have a key,
Yes, I had the key.
but you knocked on the door?
Yes.
Nah, Vlad's
What
good
happens
thing.
next?
A girl answered the door. She yeah, a girl answered the door. And when she answered the door, you know, when I knocked on the door, actually, like, I was coming off the elevator, and you know, I'm coming this way. Here's Pooh right here with the gun pointed toward my face in the door. So I'm knocking. When I knock on the door, the girl comes to the door. He put the gun to the girl and told her to shut up and cover her mouth. And then he, like, we went inside and went in the back.
Right, so you guys get inside the hotel room and the girl, Giselle Neves, was there with Alan.
Yes.
You close the door after yourself, and what happens next?
Next we was in the bathroom, and basically, you know, Pooh told me to like tell, you know, tape the girl up in the bathroom and you know, tell her to like don't move or.
Now, this is why she said, hey, I didn't want to do that. It's because he has a gun and he's kind of looking like he might shoot me. So if now I tell you that I tied the girl up, you're going to be like, oh, well, you had no choice. You ain't with it. You just had no choice.
Whatever, just tape. He basically told me to tape the girl up. And so I went in the bathroom with the girl, and you know, I basically told her, I did what he said, and I basically told her, like, look, I'm scared. Like, I don't know what this guy's gonna do. I don't know him like that. I said, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. So, you know, let's, you know, just do what he says.
Mm-hmm. And this is where the murder, I think she talks about murder.
Okay, so you duct tape Giselle. Now, does Kelvin start pistol whipping Alan?
Yes. Yeah, he started to pistol whip him.
Okay, and does Alan get duct taped also?
Yes. He asked me to duct tape him as well.
Okay, so you actually duct tape everyone in the room. So everyone's duct taped, Alan's pistol whipped, and is he bleeding at this point?
No.
Okay, just bruised up. And then you guys start going through the room trying to find things?
Watching her eyes is so funny.
He was asking him where the money was at, and I just stood there basically. And Calvin,
Every time she tells a story, she always like try to reassert her innocence. Oh, I was just standing there. Oh, I was scared.
basically did everything. I was pretty much in shock. He stood there, and you know, I mean, he was like basically like looking for the money, and then he told the guy to call his friend up that was in the room downstairs, and his friend came upstairs, and then basically like when he came upstairs, Kelvin shot him in the head. Well, he shot him right here, and his ear, I think.
Well, okay. So you guys start going through the room, but you don't find very much money. Wasn't it like $800 or something like that?
Yeah, Calvin. Yeah, Calvin. He was like going through the room. Like I said, I just was standing there.
Like I said, I was just standing there. Yo, what do these comments say?
He found a watch, and he told me to grab the bag and the laptop or whatever. But like,
You see how she make it like, oh, he's going through everything. I'm just standing there. But then she throws in the mix. Then he tells me to grab shit.
yeah, I didn't even know it was any money in there. I mean, I didn't even know that Calvin had found any money at that time, so I didn't know any money
Right.
was found. Yeah,
So this duffel bag with the 30,000, that was nowhere to be found.
no.
Right. And because Kelvin didn't find any money, he then told Alan to call his friend who was staying down the hall, and that was David Taylor.
This is why Vlad is good, right? So when he's talking to her, she really want to get past this part. So that's why you see how she jumped in. She's like, yeah, he went through the room. I'm just standing there. That's when he told the other guy to call the other guy up. And then when the other guy came up, he shot him. Like, she wants to skip past it. Nah, nigga, you on Vlad TV. He about to break this down movement by movement, man.
Yes.
Had you met David Taylor before this point?
No.
Yeah, that's a cop question right there.
Not that I could remember. No.
Okay. So David shows up in the room, and is there a fight? Is there a fight over the gun?
No. He just came in, and Calvin just pull shot him in the ear.
Immediately.
Why do you think that he shot someone in the head who's coming over to potentially bring more money?
I don't know. I don't know the guy. Like, I knew he
Yo,
just.
Vlad, figure
I
this
think-
out, man.
like
Yo,
I
this
said,
chick acting like she got an 8-year-old IQ, man. Vlad, figure this out, gang.
I could tell he was very, like, cold-hearted. We didn't even speak, so he was a scary guy.
Well, I mean, you're having the craziest day of your life. First, you're being taken to a hotel room to go meet this guy, and now you're seeing gloves and guns, and you're tying people up. You're seeing someone get pistol whipped, but now you just got to witness someone getting shot in the head, and you're witnessing a murder in front of you for the first time ever. What went through your head at that moment?
This is a good setup question. I'm gonna tell this is what I'm saying. Vlad got a badge. Trust. Okay. This is a setup question to ask about some other facts. Here's some other facts. Remember, she's basically like, she's kind of being a little bit like deceptive with her answers, or like, she evasive actually. He knows that they both go downstairs. They go through the dead guy's pockets, I believe. So the guy gets shot in the head. They still go through his pockets. Watch, I guarantee she's going to be like, oh, I just stood there. But then she goes with the nigga downstairs, I believe. I think she goes with the nigga downstairs to go through the nigga to go through the nigga's room. So Vlad is setting up the question to say, if you're so traumatized, did you go through his shit?
I don't know. Like, I didn't think it was real. Like, I kind of disconnected. I guess I was going into shock. So like, when I heard the gunshot, like, it was very like, he was really close to me, and my ear, it was like ringing. My ears start ringing, and just like off the noise of my ears ringing, I just disconnected. Like, I just disconnected. I guess you could say it was like a out of body experience, but I was.
Yo. It's like some Quando shit, huh?
I just didn't think it was real. I just kept saying to myself, like, this is not real.
Well, now you have a dead body in front of you. And you start going through the room and just grabbing various things.
No, like I said, I was just standing there, and after he shot the guy kind of like he fell over, And you know, I was just watching there like in shock. I couldn't move. And then Pooh basically was like, you know, he just like grabbed my arm and he was just like, he told me to get the stuff. He was like, oh, get the bag. He was like, get that bag, and come on, or whatever. So I just grabbed the duffel bag and left. Like when he kind of grabbed me, I kind of like snapped out of it a little bit. I grabbed the duffel bag and I ran out the room. And then that's when, you know, Alan came behind me.
Yeah, them prosecutors just wanted a conviction. They know she was in on the whole thing, bro. They know it. But, you know, oftentimes they want the shooter. They want, you know, they'll sacrifice one person who may seemingly, you know, at trial she might come across as sympathetic, not only because she's a woman, but she's like, oh, no, dude, I was being threatened. But they don't believe her, bro. Trust. No way. All right. Amanda Seales. I don't know if she's losing it these days. Hold on. Let me see. Amanda Seales IG Live. Yeah, I don't know what really happened to Amanda Seales. Look like I don't know if she going through it or what, bro. Amanda Seales Instagram. Hold on. This week. Okay. All right.
What's up, everybody? I'll be in.
Now, look like she's beefing with Charlamagne the God. I thought Amanda Seales was like there's a bunch of like little black chicks that's in that sphere that's mad woke. Like, they're kind of usually part of Charlamagne's posse. Like, when I mean posse, like, they fuck with Charlamagne. Shorty looked like she is defecting, and I don't know why, but I'm interested in finding out. I don't know what's going on. This is her from yesterday.
Do I have insurance on your legs?
What the fuck?
No. Why would I have insurance on my legs? What was one of my favorite interviews? You mean that I was interviewed or I interview people? Me being interviewed or me interviewing somebody?
Is she alright though? Like, she be giving me like Bad Batch vibes. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, got a Bad Batch. You know, that Chris Tucker shit. That smoky shit. Like, you know what I mean? One of them ones. Like, yo, chat, what's going
on? These will be for sale when I'm on the road this week.
Nah, it's not the same lady. It's not the same lady, y'all.
No, I did not find a venue in Oakland. Oakland got mad at me for, you know, saying the truth. So I said, oh, y'all got it. Shauna, you're not me. Oh, those people. The gateways. Do you feel you have been validated with your experience as a human and artist in the industry? Of acknowledgement. Same, Adiza. The feeling is mutual. Charge the Democrats. You know, Joe Biden or Joe Manchin. And she, like, he's read books. Oh, however, from what I understand, what you're saying is like, do I feel like I went to the industry and I did what I needed to do? I mean, yes and no. You know, like, I went to the industry to achieve a certain level of acknowledgement. Same, Adiza. The feeling is mutual. And I do feel like I did that. However, I think it was only to a certain extent because basically once I...
Come on.
Why would I do a podcast with Charlamagne?
Whoa.
Why would I do a podcast with Charlamagne? We had great chemistry until I realized that he was a ridiculous person and he was a snake. So then we don't have great chemistry anymore.
Holy. Now, only reason I'm even watching this is because these people, I've always said, I think Charlamagne got a great network. And I think Charlamagne has helped some of these extra pro-black people get in positions. And when anything has ever happened, for example, you get that hating ass nigga Mano trying to say some shit about me. You don't see any of my peers. They wouldn't be like, nah, we fuck with Ak. Hold on now. Because really, I don't have peers. I have peers, but I don't have a posse that's in the industry. I really only have my audience, right? Charlamagne has he has a couple of them. You know what I mean? There's that black lady. She be sounding like a lawyer. She be sounding like fake smart type shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about though? I noticed that with Charlamagne. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I think Charlamagne created a web of people that he helped put on that when shit happens to him, it's like Jay-Z. You know why Jay-Z's untouchable? Nobody is going to stand. You ever see when we're seeing the loudest shit about Jay-Z, nobody want to talk about it? This always happens, right? All of the people or a lot of people that have been positioned in the media got a leg up from him, or, they fuck with him. He made sure he put people in position and he has a posse. You know what I mean? People defend him. So it works to his benefit. I think Charlamagne learned that, and he, Angela Rye. Yeah. Angela Rye. Charlamagne has a group as well. You know what I mean? And it's mostly a bunch of pro-black woke motherfuckers. Not all of them are in hip hop, but they fuck with him heavy, and they also fuck with him because he brings them into the hip hop space. He's used his brand to elevate theirs, and it's just a posse. I thought she was part of the posse, low key. So when I'm seeing her say shit about Charlamagne, I'm like, yo, did she get kicked out the whip? What's happening? Feel me? And I keep telling you, she's doing that smoky shit. I don't know what's going on. So I just want to know.
He's also not an intellectual. He's read.
Somebody say I got Flacco. Here's the thing, because this is the important, and I'm glad you said that. And shout out to Flacco. What I'm saying is, no, all the new media dudes fuck with me, Traplo Ross's, Flacco, they do. The difference between what how do I say this, Charlie? The difference between the people that y'all talking about with me, Flacco or whoever, Angela Rye will be on CNN. For Jay-Z, Jay-Z put a bunch of people on and then put them in powerful positions that he had influence at. You get what I'm saying? Flacco would be a dope, you can say posse, whatever, if I had the power or authority to put Flacco on I don't know, the Joe Budden podcast or something, you know what I mean? Or put him on some fucking network, right? That's what I've realized, and I've given Charlamagne a lot of credit for this. Charlamagne put these niggas on, literally put them on, right? He put them in positions to the point where they became almost they're a defense squad, but they're a defense squad on huge platforms, not just their own, right? Like when he found that bum Taxstone was just a hood nigga trying to kill people. I mean, ultimately he did. That's why he's in jail forever. But he found him at a local bodega, and then he put that bum on MTV. Do you get what I'm saying? He's helped people like that. Charlamagne has an unlimited pass up at MTV. I don't know if it's still anymore, but he did. He would put people on that platform, and those people are indebted to him. Right? It's even, there was a time when people thought that Charlamagne got too PC, and, Schultz is popping off, and people felt damn, why Schultz don't just focus on Flagrant 2, which was doing massive numbers, more than focus on Brilliant Idiots. And no, he's forever indebted to Charlamagne, right? I do believe that Charlamagne has people indebted to him, and I think Jay-Z as well. By the way, there's nothing wrong with what I'm saying that I believe these people do. I think that's dope because eventually I got to start doing that too. You know what I mean? For the full takeover of the industry, but we got to do it an independent way. The way I'm realizing is that everybody that you would consider, if you could consider I have a posse, yeah, maybe we're inspired by me, but we all just have YouTube channels, right? And there's no like power play to be done. Let me tell you what a power play is. If one of the new media guys, and I'm hoping, I guess I've been in that position at times. If one of the new media guys became like the head of music or the head of music hip hop at YouTube or something, you know what I'm saying? That's a power play, right? So here's the thing now. That person, and that's how Jay-Z uses people, right? Jay-Z, when you look at the Rockefeller tree, he put them niggas, not really because they did their work too, but they all fell in powerful positions, right? So you got this guy over here, he's running that label. This guy over here, he worked for this DSP. This guy over here, he's the head content guy at that media company. So their power basically exponentially expands to eventually, when needed, defend Jay-Z or Roc Nation's interest if there ever is a time that it needs defending. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing I was saying with Charlemagne. Charlemagne utilized, like he had carte blanche at MTV when everything with Charlemagne was a go. What he did was he took the bum off the bodega, which is with Taxstone. Hey, you get on the show. I think Taxstone was down to kill a nigga for Charlemagne. I think Charlemagne knew that nigga was a crash out. Honestly, I promise y'all. I think Charlemagne only fuck with him just to be like, all right, bro, one day I might need you to clap a nigga for me. Stupid ass niggas just clap the wrong nigga, I guess. I don't know. Rest in peace, Bangum. But yeah. And then I think Charlemagne helps out the Angela Rye, because respectfully, I don't be trying to listen to these motherfuckers, bro. Like, I used to be watching even Brilliant Idiots, or I'm watching like Breakfast Club, and I'm like, yo, another Angela Rye interview, bro. Like, yo, what are we doing, bro? Like, I'm watching the Breakfast Club. I look at my notification. I'm like, bro, another. But I can't knock it. He's putting on his squad. He puts on his squad. They get like a correspondent role at CNN or MSNBC. That might turn to some other shit. Later on, they put out a book together. I think, it's power plays. I always talk to Charlemagne, and Charlemagne always say this. When the Complex puts out the list, and the list is powerful, I don't know, what is it? Best media? I was 2 this year or whatever. Was I 2? I can't remember what that was. Anyway, when they it was 1. Wait, was I 1 this year? I don't even know. The last media list, what number was I, chat? No, it was 2, right? Yeah, I was 2. Okay, yeah. Whew. Okay. When they put out these lists, and I spoke to Charlemagne about this bunch. He's like, yo, Ak, he usually sends me a different list. And he's like, yo, Ak, this is what true power is. And I think on face value, some people might take that as hate. But that's not hate. He's not hating on the list. He's always on the list. Like, not like top 3, but he's on the list. But when he's talking about power, he's talking about, yo, I could go get this person a show, or I could walk this person into fucking CNN and have, like, that is power. And I think that's important. So anyway, that's what I was talking about, the posses and shit like that. Like, those are the real, when you start getting higher up in the game, you start realize a lot of these powerful dudes, they get a posse. But they use their power and influence in putting people wherever they need to be done or be put. That's their influence. Anyway, I'm kind of getting long-winded here. But I said that to say, Amanda Seales, I always felt like she was one of them. Wasn't she on Guy Code? I felt like her and Charlemagne, kind of, like, I was never trying to ever see her, no disrespect. Charlemagne would give her visibility, which I would usually think that's the posse move, that you would then later defend him in case he ever needs to be defended on some Jay-Z shit. You know what I mean? But I see Shorty deflecting, so I'm now wondering what the fuck happened.
From what I understand, what you're saying is like, do I feel like I did? Yes and no. You know, like, I went to the industry to achieve a certain level of acknowledgement. Same, Adiza. The feeling is mutual.
Okay, come on. Now.
And I do feel like I did that. However, I think it was only to a certain extent because basically once why would I do a podcast with Charlemagne? Why would I do a podcast with Charlemagne? We had great chemistry until I realized that he was a ridiculous person and he was a snake. So then we don't have great chemistry anymore. He's also not an intellectual. Like, he's read books. He's not a dummy, but he's not intellectual, and he don't got no backbone. He sits here and he regurgitates the same crap. And the people that he does challenge, like, remember when he challenged Kamala Harris? Remember when she was on his show and he was like, so who's actually in charge of the Democrats? You know, Joe Biden or Joe Manchin? And she black womaned him and started saying like, no, absolutely not. He didn't even come back because he didn't have no way to come back at her because he didn't know anything further than what he said. And
yo, Charlemagne, this is a perfect time to tap. This is where you tap in your Luca. Angela Rye, this is where you get on. This is your job to dismantle this right here.
then they have people on the show and they allow them to just talk their shit, and they don't have the actual knowledge and the actual intellectualism and or the actual backbone to be able to check them and reveal the nonsense that they're spewing. And whether that's Larry Elder or that other broad or the guy from the ADL, etc.
Now, Larry Elder did drop 70 points on him. I can't cap with you, but I think Larry Elder will drop 70 on her too. And even matter of fact, I think they brought in Angela Rye for Larry Elder. Wait, was it? And he's still giving the fucking beats. Hold on. Anyway, go look up that Larry Elder interview at the Breakfast Club.
Like, stick to rappers.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have been really impressed by Charlemagne's depth. Pause. Whoa, that sounded crazy. I've been impressed by his depth in... I think he's gotten really, really better at political commentary. Now, at first I was skeptical, and I thought it was gonna be outside of his realm. Here's why. I know Charlemagne is not a stupid nigga, but I know Charlemagne plays a stupid nigga on Breakfast Club, and no disrespect. What I mean by that, like the low hanging, like Charlemagne is still acting like he can't pronounce words. Like, come on, bro, like you're 40. Come on, I love Charlemagne, by the way. This is no diss, right? So, but like that's for comedic relief. That's for entertainment. When I talk to Charlemagne, I was like, he's a very intellectual, smart guy. Like, you know what I mean? Charlemagne be like, yo, what that word mean? Like, you know what I mean? But that was part of a shtick, right? Like, that was like, it's kind of like sniffing seats. Charlemagne is highly educated, right? Charlemagne is a writer. He's an author. He reads a lot as well. He learns. At first, I thought he wouldn't fare well in politics or political commentary if he didn't shed this, like, you know, almost willfully stupid, you know, shtick that sometimes he utilizes on the Breakfast Club to get jokes, because people don't like hearing ideas about intricate subjects from people they don't feel are smart. And that's when I realized, I'm like, no, he knows how to either balance it, or he clearly could erase that shtick where people don't think of him as, yo, why am I listening to Charlemagne? You know what I mean? I actually listen to Charlemagne for political commentary, and I think a lot of times I've been, you know, I don't know. Obviously, I don't get too much into politics here because I just think it's too divisive, and everybody know I fucking voted for Trump. So like, I don't want y'all to be like I'm trying to push Trump on y'all. So I don't even try to talk politics too much. But I listen to Charlemagne's like, political commentary these days, and within the realm that I'm comfortable with knowing about it, he be spot on. Charlemagne know his shit, which I didn't think he would be that type of person. So I got to give him his credit for that. So I actually, I'm going against what Man the Seal says. I don't think Charlemagne is stupid, or I don't think Charlemagne is, should stick to rappers. I think honestly, I think Charlemagne is one of the most important black voices when it comes to politics. This is going to sound crazy. I think Stephen A. Smith is too. Stephen A. Smith is a couple levels above, but we're getting to realize some of the loudest voices aren't political voices. And you know what it is? I think people want to hear political commentary from people who aren't political analysts, just sitting there kind of regurgitating talking points. Not saying that he's not regurgitating talking points at some point, but at least he speaks in layman's terms. He'll speak as if he is you and not speak as if he's just a programmed drone robot. And that does matter. The way how you communicate, even the same regurgitated talking points, does matter.
Yes, Andrew Schultz can say whatever, and then he defends him. So, go for it, Playboy.
I love Andrew Schultz.
But that's not my people's no more.
Wait, is he like disowning? He's disowning Charlemagne over Andrew Schultz? What? Everybody been know that he's been doing a show with Andrew Schultz. What's the problem?
I don't do Christmas anymore, so my mom doesn't do Christmas anymore.
Okay, anyway. Charlemagne, man. You got to put one of your pit bulls on the team to put this fire out right here. But Amanda Seales, she seems like every time I see her online, she's always complaining. Like, it's like, woe is me. Somebody did me wrong. Somebody's not doing whatever. Like, I've never seen her say, hey, listen, I'm very confident. I'm happy. I'm fighting for so-and-so, but I'm not grumpy. Like, the person who always got something to say about somebody else, at some point you start saying, maybe the problem is you, right? So I'm getting like that common denominator syndrome with her, where it's like, hey, listen, if you're kind of coming with gripes about people consistently, maybe we got to start looking at you, right? All right. Chat, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Have y'all seen that Meg Thee Stallion? Meg Thee Stallion is now hired she's hired some new lawyers. Now, she's not giving up on this plight here, chat. She's trying to, if you ask me, she's trying to win a legal spat versus Milagro, but she already did. However, it's not about collecting lost earnings or even legal fees. It's about getting the big headline, the headline that says, hey, I just bankrupted a blogger for not pretty much sucking my dick, right? She wants blanket love, adoration, and she wants sympathy. Hold on. So she just hired some new lawyers for the case that got finished. Let me see if I can find it. Everybody knows that her lawyers have been from this really established and prestige firm called Quinn Emanuel's. Let me see. Okay. And she's now hired one of Trump's lawyers, okay? She's hired one of Trump's lawyers to represent her. And here we go. And look like this is going to be for post-judgment motions and probably trying to, think about this, she's paying more lawyers, which to do probably two things that's relevant at this point. Try to get back her attorney fees for her other lawyers, since she did win on 2 counts, and also to probably put an injunctive order in to ban Milagro from ever speaking about her again, right? Which the courts can do, right? Now, Judge Joe Brown has talked about this particular lawsuit, and check this out.
Cooper ultimately prevailed on Miss Pete's leading accusation, which is defamation, and the jury awarded a nominal amount of damages compared to millions of dollars Miss Pete, aka Megan Thee Stallion, demanded from Miss Cooper throughout the course of the litigation.
You know, this is one of those cases most probably should have been resolved with $1 in damages.
Right. And now Megan Thee Stallion attorney said in a statement after the jury's verdict on Monday that Cooper is also required to cover costs of the rapper's legal bill.
That gets ridiculous. The fees that they charge today are obscene. And the attorneys, not all of them, but for the most part, are so inexperienced in their craft with so few trials and so few clients that they're essentially amateurs.
Now,
And what they do when I look at it and I'm watching and say, that's very pathetic, just absolutely pathetic. And they
Now, here's the thing, and people are speculating. By the way, we haven't got an official word that Meg has fired the Quinn Emanuel people. Again, those are the lawyers that we did the deposition, and I spun them like a gig. Yeah, so in reality, we don't know if she fired them, but she did hire new lawyers for a case that already has a final judgment put in. But I do believe that Rock Nation, and this is where Rock Nation comes in, I think they sent out the rookie squad. They sent out the G League team, and they said, listen, we're $1 million firm. Even our G League team should be able to beat Milagros' A team because she broke comparatively. And what happened is that Quinn Emanuel's team of rookies, and by the way, I looked up all those lawyers, right? From the Sullivan dude to Happer, whatever her name is, to Joanna Manillo, the one who you saw me arguing with. And there was a host of other lawyers. They're fresh out of law school. They just came out like, when Manillo, she's like a nobody in reality. But they're relatively new, and it's kind of embarrassing that Meg took this all the way to trial, and they didn't give her the bigwigs. Why? Your Rock Nation may have set her up. Meg, you should look into that. Keep in mind, you testified, from my recollection, that it was years ago or some while ago that Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, told you she was keeping a file on certain individuals who may have been media members or bloggers that you could pursue a lawsuit. When you decided to pursue a lawsuit, you used the same law firm as the representing firm for Rock Nation. So I would have to imagine, just by a logical conclusion or a logical assumption, actually, that you got recommended that lawyer from Desiree Perez and Rock Nation. Now, here's the thing. You see, when they were suing Jay-Z, and they said that Jay-Z, R-worded some kid with Diddy, they didn't throw out these rookies here who's leaving up their Slack channels or Slack chats on the screen that I could read it and screenshot and do all of that, right? They didn't send out those rookies. You know who they sent out? They sent out Mr. Big Bad Alex Spiro. You should know this, Meg. If they didn't give you Alex Spiro, they playing with you and they played with your time. You being in court, or the court proceeding happening for over a week, you probably spent more than $59,000 in terms of transportation, accommodations, having to be down there in Florida, bodyguards, food. You're a celebrity. It takes a lot to move around. You probably spent a lot of money. Your time is worth way more than that. They sent out the G League squad, and you got shellacked. So I see why, again, I don't have any confirmation on this, but I see why the new lawyers that you have added to the case may maybe they could somehow get a moral victory. Now, you did get a victory in court, 2 out of 3.
So Max B finally got released from prison. You feel me? A lot of people probably don't know Max B. He's probably above a lot of people's times. I mean, if you're watching this, you're probably old enough to know about Max B. You feel me? Like everyone says, Max B was always popping his ish. You feel me? Like I seen the video of him coming out. He was at the game. You feel me? Tooth a little messed up. He probably gonna have, next time you see Max B in like 2-3 days, he's gonna have some new veneers. You feel me? But hey, man. So a lot of stuff. You feel me? Shit. You know, Whack, he is already back to calling someone else a snitch. Let me know if you guys think Max B is a snitch or not. You feel me? If you were sentenced to like 75 years, would you snitch or tell or give any information? Or would you sit there, be real, and be released when you're 90 years old? Let me know in the comments below. It's your boy Big 8 News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I am out.